retirement of a partner in the partnership firm, problem and solution. Yes. The C, D, and E were partners sharing profits in the proportions of 1 by 3, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 6, respectively. The balance sheet of the firm on 31st March 2012 was as follows. In this problem, there are 3 partners. 1 by 2. So, 3 partners C, D, E, and the ratio is 1 by 2, 1 by 3, and 1 by 6 respectively. C, D, E, and 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 6. So, balance sheet is as follows. Shall see the balance sheet. Sundry creditors 190, bills payable 50, reserve 120, capitals C, D, E, C 400, D 300, E 250, total 950. Cash at bank 25, debtors 1,60,000, less provision for bad debts 5, outer column 155. Stock 250, furniture 80, plant and machinery 350, factory buildings 450. Now the total at the two sides is 1,310. Adjustments. D retired on the date subject to the following conditions. The goodwill of the firm to be valued at rupees 180,000 and D be given credit for his share of goodwill. Plant to be depreciated by 10% and furniture by 15%. Stock to be appreciated by 20% and buildings by 10%. The provision for bad debts to be increased by rupees 20,000 and the liability for workmen's compensation to the extent of rupees 16,000 to be brought into account. It was agreed that C and E will share profits in future in the ratio of 3 by 10 and 2 by 10. Sorry. Share profits in the future for a ratio of 3 by 5 and 2 by 5. For journal entries, prepare revaluation account, capital accounts, and balance sheet when the change in the values is to be recorded in the books. 2. When the assets and liabilities are to continue to appear at their old figures. There are two situations. First circumstance, one, when there are changes in the books, and when assets and liabilities are to continue to appear at their old figures. So the main adjustments are we have to see goodwill of the firm 180,000, plant and machinery, plant and furniture depreciated by 10 and 15% respectively, stock and buildings appreciated by 20% and 10%, provision for bad debts to be increased by 20 thousands. Liabilities created an extent of rupees 16,000 which was not recorded earlier in the books of accounts. It was agreed that C and E will share profits in future and the ratio of 3 by 5, 2 by 5. Yes, pause the journal entries. So now we shall see the journal entries. So first we have to see the balance sheet once again. Yes. See the balance sheet, sundry creditors, bills payable, reserve, capital accounts, cash, debtors, provision for bad debts, stock, furniture, plant and machinery, factory, buildings, etc. Now, reserve should be distributed among all the partners. So the entry is reserve account data to C, D is capital accounts. C capital account, D capital account, E capital account. So that is total reserve is 120,000. The proportion is already, it is given the old ratio. That is, what is the old ratio? See the old ratio. This is the ratio 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 6. We have to distribute this reserve in the ratio given in the balance sheet before starting balance sheet. See, 60, 40, and 20. So this is being the transfer of reserve to the partner's capital accounts. So reserve is distributed. Next, this is goodwill. Share of the goodwill of retiring partner adjusting in the capitals. Adjusting in the capitals. Very simple. C capital account debtor, E capital account debtor to D capital account. So D capital balance is increased by reducing the C and E's capital account. C capital account, E's capital account, debtor to D capital account, being the credit given to D for his share of goodwill, the debit being given to the remaining partners C and E in the ratio of gain 3:7 respectively. This is distributed, adjusted as for the gain ratio. Yes. Now, see, this is the goodwill is distributed. Okay, now this is the, we have to see the gain ratio. We have to see the yes, this is the gain ratio. See carefully. First, previous share is 3/5 minus this is 1/2 is the new share. So new share is 3/5 and the old share is 1/2 is equal to gain share. Gain is 1/10. The same way, new share is 2/5, recording E, minus 1/6 is the old share. The difference is 7/30 is the gain share. So the ratio of the gain between C and E is 1/10 is to 7/10. That is equal to 3/3 is to 7. 3:7. This is the gain ratio. So as for the gain ratio, the goodwill is to be adjusted. This is, see carefully. Gain ratio. Now, some assets are increased, some liabilities are increased, some assets decreased. So we have to see. First one, revaluation account data to plant, furniture, provision for bad debts, provision for against workmen's compensation. These four aspects reduces the profit because plant is depreciated. How much? See this. Plant is depreciated 35,000. thousands. Like that, furniture depreciated. Provision for bad debts, how much? See, 20 by 20. So 20 is enhanced. So when the bad debts are enhanced, the profit is decreased. So that should be, we should mention it debit side of the revaluation account. Provision against workman's compensation. This compensation is arisen after preparation of the balance sheet. So now we are making the adjustments. We should take it into consideration. So this is the liability. This is the liability. New liability is arisen. So that should be written at the debit side of the revaluation account. So see the narration. Being the decrease in the values of assets and increase in the value of liability. Decrease in the value of assets. Increase in the value of liabilities should be written at the debit side of the revaluation account. So revaluation account debtor to plant account to furniture account to provision for bad debts to provision against workmen's compensation. See it clear? See once again and understand it. Assets decreased, liabilities are increased. That is one entry is made. Now we have to see the credit side of revaluation account. So two assets are increased. One is stock, the other is factory buildings. Stock is increased by 50,000 and the factory buildings increased by 45,000. So total is 95,000. So these assets are increased. We should mention them at the credit side of the revaluation account. See the narration. Being the appreciation in the value of assets brought into books. Yes. After making the revaluation account, in this problem, profit is gained. After preparing the revaluation account, with the preparation of the revaluation account, profit is gained. So, this profit should be distributed among C, D, and E, including the retiring partners, because all these assets are and liabilities are earned by all the partners. So, either profit or loss should be distributed among all the partners. Yes. shall move further. D capital account debtor to D's loan account. Is there any loan account? See, now here D is retiring. So D is retiring. So D's loan account, is there any loan account to D? Shall see. Wait for some time. Not loaded now. Yes. Okay. So is there any loan account? Bills payable, sundry creditors. Is there any given? No. Okay, shall see some. So being the transfer of the sum due to B on his retirement to his loan account. There is no loan, but this amount which is in the capital, how much? 404 thousands, the balance amount of the capital account of D, who is retiring, is to be transferred to his loan account. That is the issue in this. So, after preparing the capital account, the balance of D is transferred to loan account. So, for that, the entry is made. D's capital account debtor to D's loan account, being the transfer of the sum due to B on his retirement to his loan account. Capital account is transferred to loan account. Yes, shall see. See this. First balances we have to enter credit side. 400,000, 300,000, 250,000. Reserve 60, 40, 20. C capital account 18, E capital account 42, revaluation account distributed. What is this 1842? What is this? This is the share of the goodwill of D which is borne by C and E. See carefully. C capital account 18, E capital account 42. This 18 and 42, which is paid to D, that is, which is added to the capital account of D from the capital account of C and CE. So, shall see this side, we can understand very easily. See? So, D capital accounts D and E. So, here 18 C and 42 E. So, the goodwill is borne by C is 18,000, by E is 42,000. These 42 and 18 are mentioned, that is borne by these two partners and credited to the retiring partner. That is see, this is 18 and 42. 18 and 42. And this is the revaluation profit to all the partners. With the revaluation of assets and liabilities, while D is retiring, some profit is earned with the revaluation. That profit is distributed among C, D, and E. Okay, 6, 4, and 3. These are mentioned at the credit side of the capital accounts because it is the profit. It is the profit. Okay, now if we see this side, these are the balances. These are the balances. This so some problem is there. Yes. So 404 is the balance to be paid to D. 404. Okay. This is transferred to the D's loan account as we have seen just now. This is the loan account. Now, these are the new balances of C and D. C capital account balance is 448 and E's capital account balance is 230. They are the balance. These should be mentioned in the new balance sheet, which will be prepared later. Yes, shall move further. Yes, this is the revaluation account. Already first we have written the entries and this is the revaluation account. This is the debit side. Plant is decreased by 35,000. Plant is decreased by 35,000. Furniture 12,000. Provisions for bad debts 20,000. This is the workman's compensation. Okay. Now if we see the credit side, this is the balance. This is stock is increased by 50,000 and factory buildings 45,000. So it shows that the balance is if we compare to the debit side, credit side is much. So the difference between the credit and debit side is 12. So 12,000. See, this is the profit. This profit is distributed among the partners. 6, 4, and 2,000 as for the old ratio. This is a revaluation account. Okay. Now shall move further. This is a balance sheet, new balance sheet. After retiring D, see carefully, after retiring D, the balance sheet of Mr. C and E as on March 31st, 2012. See this carefully. See this carefully. Sundry creditors, no change. Bills payable, no change. Provision against workmen's compensation, 16,000. This is the another liability earlier which was not recorded in the books of accounts. But now it is recorded. Now it is recorded. So that should be mentioned in the new balance sheet. And see, this is the most important one. This is, this is the loan account. D's loan account. The balance which is arrived in the capital account of D, capital account of D is transferred to his loan account, that is 404,000. This is loan account, not capital account, because D is retired. His amount is transferred to loan account. It is a liability. Now it is a liability, not capital. Now this is the balance of C capital account and this is the balance of E capital account. Okay. So see, this is the balance of E and the revaluation account. This is the balance of E. 448 and 230. 448 and 230 are the balances. See, 448 and 230. C and E balance. Okay. Now we shall see at the assets side. We shall see at the assets side. Cash at bank 25. Debtors 1660, inner column, less provision for bad debts. Provision for bad debts. So it is increased by 20. Increased by 20. That means earlier it is 5. Now, so one mistake is correct. Debtors is not the correct one. We shall see debtors. How much debtors are here? We shall see in the balance sheet. This is yes, 160 only. 160 only. From 160 debtors, 160 are the debtors. Now we shall see what is happening. Yes, 160. So, not this 6, 160, 160. Yes, so this is not correct. 160, 1, this is 160. So now debtors are 160, provision for bad debts 20, now in the adjustment given. 5 is the previous one. Total 25,000 is the provision for bad debts. So if we subtract 25,000 from 160,000, we arrived 135. So 135 is the debtors. And stock, how much? 30,000. Fixed assets, furniture, 68,000. Under fixed assets, 68,000. Furniture, first one, 68. And plant and machinery, 315. Factory buildings, 495. So total at the both sides is 1,338. This is. So now we shall review this problem once again. Yes, in this problem, first we have to calculate the gain ratio. So first we have to calculate the gain ratio. Gain ratio is this is C. C is gain. 3 by 5 is the new ratio. Minus old ratio is 1 by 2. This is the new ratio. This is the old ratio. So new ratio minus old ratio is equal to gain ratio. And E's gain is 2 by 5 is the new ratio minus 1 by 6 is old ratio. This is the gain ratio. So the goodwill, total goodwill is 180,000. Total goodwill is 180,000. That in 180,000, D share is 1 by 3 as per the old ratio, 1 by 3. So this 1 by 3, 180,000 into 1 by 3 is equal to 60,000 is the share of the goodwill of D. Okay, D share. So this D share is borne by C and E as for the gain ratio, as for this ratio. As for this ratio, the goodwill of 60,000 is to be borne by the existing partners C and E. Okay? Now, 3:7. So, total goodwill, not total, but the share of the goodwill of D is 60,000 as we have seen here. So, the 60,000 rupees in this 60,000 rupees, the share which is borne by C is 3/10. 60,000 into 3/10 is equal to 18,000. See carefully. Again, 60,000, 7/10 gain ratio, 42,000. Okay, so this is the goodwill sharing among the two partners, among the existing partners. Now we have seen, we have adjusted. See, we have paused the entries. This is the reserve entry. This is the goodwill entry. And this is the revaluation debit side entry. And this is the revaluation credit side entry. And this is the profit. This is the profit in the revaluation account. Revaluation account at R2, C capital account, D capital account, and E capital account. Profits are distributed 642. Total profit is 12,000. This is to one partner. Okay. Now, and this is the entry for loan account. The capital balance of D, capital balance of D is transferred to D loan account. Okay. Now, these are the capital accounts. D, E, and E. C, D, E. So C has the balance of 448. E has the balance of 272. And D has the balance of 404, which is transferred to the loan account. Clear? Now, this is the credit side of the capital accounts. Reserve is distributed, goodwill is adjusted, and revaluation profit is entered. See, revaluation profit is 642. Now this is the revaluation account. See debit side. This is the revaluation account. C credit side, we arrived at the profit of 12,000. And profit is distributed as per the old ratio. See, this is the old ratio: 1 by 2, 6, 1 by 3, 4, and 1 by 6. This is total is 12. And this is the balance sheet. This is the balance sheet. C and E, because D is retired. D is retired. So only the balance sheet concerned to C and E. D is not there, but D loan account is mentioned. Okay, with this I conclude this class. Thank you.